picture of a television right above that giant capital L. Alright, so now I'm going to picture in picture, and now you got a little box or a little box on the side. So I remember this. What is that? Costa del Sol? So there's one thing, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but like I still could kind of vaguely say something. The only part I didn't, like one of the only parts of the game I didn't like happened to happen in Costa del Sol, and it was like I'm nitpicking a little bit, but they made me play a mini game to get a bathing suit. When I feel like that should have been optional. If I want to play the mini game, I'll play it. Don't force me to play it in order to go forward. You know what I mean? So in a little while, you're gonna you get to choose. You get to play hide and seek with a monster, shoot a gun at a target, corny shit, stuff I wasn't into. You get to drive them scooters around or whatever. That's one of them. You get to be like a scooter repairman or something and find the scooters and bring them back. Shit I ain't care much for. And then when I looked at the rewards, it'll say like a piece of armor. I'm like, I won just fine without whatever that armor is. I beat the game just fine. So like the mini games, I ain't really, if I want to play the mini games, I'll play the mini game. Please don't make me play it just to progress. And this is the one part of the game where you got to do a mini game to progress. For you, it'd be super simple. But for me, I was like, fuck, I don't want to fucking, I'm not trying to play hide and seek with a bunch of cactars and run all over the map for an hour just to get a goddamn swimsuit so I can progress the story. But I do love this game. Just the one part that I hated was kind of in Costa del Sol, I guess. So far. Yeah, there was another part too, but I kind of got into it a little bit. Once you're on a big ass boat, and in order to do anything on the boat, like you can't even do nothing on the boat unless you enter a lengthy, and I mean lengthy, 5 or 7 matches, unless you forcibly enter a card tournament. So you got to play through the whole card tournament, otherwise you'll never get off the boat. So what I did or whatever was, so what I did was forfeit every single match. Click forfeit, click forfeit, click forfeit. I ain't here to fucking play cards on a boat. I'm here to fucking get to the other side or whatever. All I did was beat the dog. You know what I mean? The dog came out dancing like Michael Jackson and I fucked him up. I'm messing around. I'm joking, kind of. I had enjoyed the cards from 7, 8 and 9. 8 and 9 had a really good card game. You ever played 8 and 9? Well, they're both on extra and they take up virtually no memory. And 8 and 9, any person you click on in the world, there's like 1 million fucking people in Final Fantasy. So on 8 and 9, any person, it doesn't matter who it is, any NPC, all 10 million NPCs, right? All play cards. Imagine if the card game in part 7 right here was way better, but you could click on anybody to play it. That's what I liked about fucking 8 and 9. It had a cool ass card game and you could play it with anyone. I wasn't really feeling the card game in this one because I was so fond of the one in 8 and 9, which was way better. Like in Rebirth, I'm not into any of the mini games. I just want to play the game. And I'm not going to be able to get the platinum on it. I'm a bit disappointed. I'm not going to be able to get the platinum because one of the trophies involves the mini game at the Golden Saucer. It's the mini game that's like rock paper scissors, where you got to fight the soldier, you got to fight Dio. You played the original Have you ever played the original? Have you ever played the original Final Fantasy VII? I would have never even played Remake until I played the original. So there's a lot of stuff you know what I mean? You're having your experience in reverse. Like, you just got to play the original and then play the new one and be like, wow, that was a little different. Oh, they added a new character. Oh, okay, so that's how it really looks. Like, you know what I mean? So you're like having a reverse experience somehow.
Yeah, boy. Sick of Toggle. You know what to do, boy.
I've seen all of it or whatever. No, no, they're not. They're definitely not. No, I know that Advent Children sucked. That, I mean, it's completely watchable and it's fun, but I mean, it's basically about a bunch of little kids. Who wants to watch a bunch of little CGI kids? It's a movie about a bunch of little children. There's some interesting stuff. Cloud fights a dragon. There's a motorcycle battle. There's 3 wannabe Sephiroth dudes who die at the end of the movie. You know what I mean? But yeah, Advent Children wasn't that good, and neither was Spirits Within. But Kingsglaive, the Final Fantasy movie, was amazing. And I don't even really like Final Fantasy 15, but Kingsglaive, the movie, was really good. Like the first 10 or 15, like if nothing happens in the first 15, like I love Final Fantasy, I bought the Blu-ray of Advent Children. So even though I'm talking shit, like bear with me kinda. So if nothing happens in the first 10 minutes to keep me in my seat, I don't stay in my seat, I get up and I go. Well, what happened during the first 10 minutes of Advent Children, so like the first 3 minutes, so I spark up a cigar and turn the movie on. First thing I hear is a little girl talking for like 2-3 minutes. I'm like, what the fuck? I thought Cloud was in this movie. It's Marlene. If you never played the original, you might not know who Marlene is. They show Marlene talking for 10 minutes, a little 5-year-old girl. Then show a bunch of little kids running around getting sick. Then show Cloud acting like a pansy, acting all weak and shit, saying he wants to save the children now. Then it's like a whole 45 minutes of that bullshit. All the way up until Cloud fights a dragon and then runs from the dragon on a motorcycle to fight these 3 other dudes. And that lasts 10 minutes. So there's like fucking 15 minutes at the end of the movie that are cool as hell. Then Advent Children is just a bunch of little kids and shit. You'll watch it and like it. I liked it. But if you get a chance to watch Kingsglaive, that's much better. Or if you go to any movie website, 123 movies, movies to watch, FZ movies, Solar movies, Yes movies, Yeah movies, any movie website on Google, and you just type in Final Fantasy, it'll be one of the 3 movies that pop up. So that make it super simple to watch. Anybody with a fucking search engine can watch it for free now. And then what is it called? Spirits Within? Final Fantasy Spirits Within? That don't have anything to do with Final Fantasy. Nothing. Nothing at all. It's not even Final Fantasy. At least, Advent Children and King's Glaive actually have something to do with Final Fantasy. King's Glaive? Is that the one you're talking about? Not quite sure. I mean, they had a lot of famous actors, and it was one of the first CGI movies that was ever put in movie theaters. I guess it's about a meteor that was getting ready to crash into the Earth, but like monsters were like jumping off of the meteor and landing onto the planet, and like army soldiers had to fight them. You know, there's like an asteroid floating in the sky, monsters jump off it and crash land onto the ground, and army soldiers got to fight them. And some weird girl named Aki, A-K-I, your guess is as good as mine. Some weird girl named Aki, she does all kinds of weird scientific shit to try to like make friends with the aliens and say, oh, they're ghosts, oh, they're spirits, oh, it's part of a broken world that got destroyed and the ghosts are still on the chunk of the planet that died. You know, it's a weird bullshit in that one. Weird, corny sci-fi bullshit. You ever seen the movie Spirits Within, Sleeping Sap? Or Sap or Slap or whatever your name is again? I can barely hear you. Slack and Sack or whatever it's called. Smack and Sack or whatever. Sack it, like Slack of the Sack or whatever. Smack the Sack or something. Slap Sack. It's not Sap. It's not Sap. It's Slap. Have you ever seen the movie Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within? It's found on every movie website. Guess what? I went to the drive-ins and saw it the day it came out. So there'll always be one thing in life I've seen that you never did. Now, the only Final Fantasy movie worth watching was King's Glaive. Why can't I hear you for some reason? I did. I got you on full blast. It's like you're whispering. I'll start whispering too. I'm just gonna whisper. I'm just gonna whisper. It's okay. It's okay. We're all gonna whisper. It's okay to whisper now. I understand. I can hear you. I'm only being a jerk a little bit. I could hear you. I just had to use my ears more. I'm in the middle of fighting a big ass dragon live on YouTube, and the fucking the video game sounds are coming out of the controller like crazy. Every time I shoot a fireball, like this game got excessive noises coming out of the microphone. Every little noise. On the 5 controller? That's crazy. That's crazy. That's the reason that you get the 5, to immerse yourself in the game. You never shot a real gun before? Then you should love the controller.
Sick of Toggle. There, boy.
I know that it's called adaptive triggers. When the R2 vibrates like that, that's cool as hell.
Sick 'em, Torgal.
I would never turn that off. Only a crazy person would do that. I'm, I met this dude. He lives in Holland. He's a real weirdo too. Real fucking weirdo too. He's the guy that sent me a bunch of naked photographs, and I got him banned. He fucking told me that he turned off the vibration on the PS5 controller because when he went to play Call of Duty, he pressed R2 and it felt funny. I said that's what it feels like when you shoot a real gun. I said they're trying to put you in the game. I'm like, when you press the trigger on a real gun, it feels like what you felt when you pressed R2. Like that feeling that you felt. Well, somebody who buys the newest system to be immersed in the newest games, when you're shooting a gun, you want it to feel like a real gun. And anybody who shot... Yeah, I don't even play Call of Duty. I just know that adaptive triggers for any game should never be deactivated. Yeah, well, anyway, what I mean is the adaptive triggers, they should never be deactivated. Never deactivate your adaptive triggers on any game. It's part of having a 5. Yeah, so like if you're playing one of the newest games and your controller don't vibrate when you press R2, then you fucked up. It's called willful ignorance, and it always puts those people at a disadvantage. Not just in life. So what else in life? Like in your life, like in your daily life, like in your travels, like when you went out, like when you went to work and you went out, when you went out and like, this doesn't have anything to do with games. What I mean is, we're not talking about games anymore. I understand, but we're not talking about games anymore. We're talking about when you went out in your daily life and you interacted with other individuals and you were making choices in your daily activities. I'm sure somehow you willfully put yourself at a disadvantage somehow, just like you did when you deactivated the triggers in the game. You probably go around doing it all the time in your daily life. You know what I mean? It's called willful ignorance. You're willfully ignorant to it. You use your own free will. Yeah, don't use your own free will to ignore what's there. Oh, you're not stupid at all. It just means you made a stupid decision.
Are you alright?
Fine.
Well, I just killed that dragon and the whole controller shook. If I killed that dragon,
chances are the palace guard knows we're here. We should move.
well, I'm sure. Like, listen,
Not that any
I did time.
commander would send his men into a
I did time in prison for shooting guns at people. So when I play any game,
Clive.
when I play any game on the 5 that involves a gun,
This all works.
I always use the adaptive triggers, just like I did when I was in the street.
Being the last to wield ether.
You're like one of the people that I fired shots at. Did you know that? That if we met, your life would have been in danger in real life?
I just hope in the end they'll see that we didn't have any other choice.
I'm not attacking you. I'm just saying that if we met, I probably would have fired a shot.
And here I was thinking I was the uncertain one. Luckily, 2 out of 3 of us.
I don't play Call of Duty. All I play is zombies once in a while.
And it all starts here.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying anything about competitiveness or anything like that.
Was it?
All I'm trying to say is that if you Well, if you're playing, all right. Well, listen to this. How about this? Just bounce, get the fuck out of here. Don't ever come back. I'll see you around. How about that? How about take the fuck off? Anybody who plays the PS5 and the game involves. Hell no, this is my party right here. This is my hangout. He'd come back tomorrow when I'm in a better mood. If you're playing a game that involves a gun and it's first person shooter on the 5, adaptive triggers is a must. It comes with the territory. It's the reason the people buy the 5. You know what I mean? If I wanted to have no adaptive triggers, I got my 4 right there. You know what I mean? If I wanted to play a first person shooter and not have that R2 feel like that, there's the 4. I'm like, my games fully immerse me, like, and I shot a gun in real life before. I even went to jail for it. I know how the trigger feels.
We're almost there. Anyone having second thoughts?
Not me.
We're with you to the end, Sid.
Then what are we waiting for?
I'm not gonna block you, but I would have kicked you out. But they won't let me. My handicap buddy is in control of the party, and he doesn't know how to kick people. Andrew made me look bad in front of my buddy Archon. Made me seem like a bad guy. Like, the only people I met that disabled the adaptive triggers were like weirdos. And Sappa's a weirdo. He plays Minecraft all the time and Fortnite or whatever he plays. He's weird somehow. So he would disable it.
Well, that didn't work.
Me, I'm like a 40-year-old man who loves to smoke marijuana late at night and be completely immersed in the games. If I had a little bit more money, I'd be running around with a VR system doing backflips and shit on a trampoline and shit.
Sterner stuff. Tyler's going to have a thick.
See, like, I'm watching the cutscene on my game here. That's Sid.
Stand back. It's about to get crowded.
That's Sid. I'm not really like. This is supposed to be the cool part, but I'm not feeling the bitch. Not feeling the chick. But I like the story of Rebirth way better. And although this particular part that you're on, I skipped that part in a heartbeat. But plus it's good for the stream though. You want to showcase everything, you know? I'm joking and being a little disrespectful, but at the end of the day, that dude that was here, he ain't nothing but a Minecraft player and a fucking, what do you call it, Call of Duty Battle Royale. That free shit. That free game that all the little kids play on the 4, he's an aficionado at that. Yeah, all he really plays is Minecraft and fucking Warzone.
Look.
And he acts like he's like a fucking video game wizard. Sometimes I don't even know why he has a 5. Because if all he wanted to do was play fucking Battle Royale and Minecraft, can't you just do that on the 4? He could have saved $500. I don't think so, no. All I ever seen him play is Minecraft, the free Call of Duty, and Resident Evil 5. Only 3 games I ever seen him play. I known him for 3 months. And he just don't even got the platinum. He played Resident Evil 5 for like over 100 hours, don't even got half the trophies. And so I said to myself, what the fuck does he do when he plays that shit? So I start watching his screen. All he does is take a bunch of hacked weapons I gave him like 2 months ago and just try to give it to other players and say, here, look, here's a weapon, and they try to give him the fucking weapon back and then leave the game. Like, we're not trying to cheat, bro.
Hold on.
This part's kind of cool, though, but I still don't get what's going on. Like, oh, this was the mini game. I played this one. I'm like, don't force me to play it, though. And if you're, why would you? I bet you he's using a headset too. You know what I mean? So he disabled his adaptive triggers and used the headset. So on the 5, you don't need a headset. All the voices come out of the controller. It's one of the perks of having a 5. Like, if I was going to use a headset and disable the adaptive triggers, why wouldn't I just use my 4 controller and play on the 4 instead? The only excuse I could think of is better graphics and faster loading time. But the faster loading time is only 5 to 10 seconds. You can't scratch your nuts and fucking look at the ceiling for a second for 5 seconds.
Where are you? What do you want?
Graphics are good as hell in this game. It's only this game don't run at 60 FPS, I don't think. Not at all times. And motion blur comes equipped on this game. As soon as you start the game, you got to turn motion blur off and put it in performance mode. Otherwise, it won't look right. I'm not quite sure. I just know that a lot of the PS5 games I play look a little smoother. Somehow. Like right now, it looks all right.
I don't answer to you. I'm leaving. One way or another.
Do you know about performance mode on the PS5? Well, if you chose to put yours in performance mode, all the games will look better. Like right now, if yours is in graphics mode, you can go put it in performance mode and then go back to the game. Then go back to your settings and then put it in graphics mode and go back to the game. First thing you'll do is go back to performance mode. Sometimes I feel like if a person had a PS5 and they never put it into performance mode, then they never really seen what the graphics of the PS5 actually look like. It's really simple to do. Like, it's really simple. It's like almost as simple as that pin to the side. You know, like, remember, I deal with a lot of like idiots, like the fellow that was here and a couple other people, and they could not figure it out for the life of them. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'll be like, go to your settings, press down 4 times. It'll say game presets. Tap X on it. Do you see performance? They'll be like, no. How do I get to my settings? I'm like, do you see the little thing at the top of the screen? No. What screen? Bunch of idiots, man. I don't suggest interrupting your live stream or whatever, but remember, there's no blue screen on the 5. So if there's like a cutscene and the people are talking, you know you got like 3 minutes or like 1 minute, you can switch it up during the cutscene. It won't even affect the stream. You know what I mean? You go to your... Oh, it probably would. That probably would be the one thing that would cause a blue screen. Because you can do a blue screen on the 5. It's not a blue screen. It's like a gray screen. Whatever, though. Yeah, performance mode is good as hell. It's under game presets. I won't play without it. The only people that I met, like, remember, I've met like hundreds of players, people I'm talking to every day. And the only people that I came into contact with that didn't have theirs in performance mode were the people that were like too stupid to even understand how to do it, or the people that just didn't know about it. Anybody that knew about it, it stopped. It's like, no, it was an internet thing. Okay, please humor me for a second. Oh, well, I don't know. I don't want it to cause you a blue screen. I was gonna say go to performance mode.
I remember now. I am fire. I am freeze!
So also I noticed on the 5, and I don't need it for this game, but if it's an actual PS5 title, many of the games have game hints. Like when I'm playing this game and I press the play, and it happens on Rebirth too. When you press the PlayStation button, it'll say, I don't know what it says, hints inside. It says hints inside. It shows a light bulb with a plus sign. Game help, game hint. So it tell you how to beat the game. Like I could watch like a 3-minute video. It'll bring up a 3-minute video showing me how to beat this guy. This game's so easy that I didn't even need it. I didn't need no help fighting that big ass dragon. I beat him mostly just by pressing square. And I was talking shit while I was doing it. Like anything outside of games, anything outside of a game that the PS5 could do, I'm an expert at it. Like the menu screens, messages, party chats, fucking settings, bells and whistles, how to activate the web browser. You want to watch pirated movies on your PS5? I can show you how to open your web browser. Like if you type somebody, you type this to them, www.yahoo.com, and you send that to somebody on the 5. As soon as you click on those words, you get a web browser now. On the web browser, you just type in 123 movies. First thing that pops up is the movie website. You could pin it to the side. So I've actually been watching a movie while I was playing a game just by opening the web browser and pinning the website to the side. Right, bear with me here. I'm lighting a fucking cigar. Massive pothead. I'm addicted to marijuana. I even made a bunch of videos about the expensive weed I've been smoking. Sleeping Sat. All right, he does smoke weed though. You know what I mean? He does smoke fucking weed or whatever. So you think he'd be a little smarter? He is extremely smart. Sleeping Sap. He's the smartest fucking stupid person I ever met. I'm not sure. What, the marijuana? Yeah, also I think it enhances the game. I like doing it when I play the game. I wouldn't even smoke nothing if I wasn't playing the game. Probably would have went to sleep or smoked a cigarette. Because I feel like when I'm high off marijuana, even a shitty game is fun. I play Monopoly with 4 players as long as I got weed to smoke. Monopoly sucks. The coughing means it took effect. That took effect. Now I feel it. Oh, holy shit. Good to get some better weed tomorrow night though, even though this shit is pretty good. Or that video I made? I made a bunch of videos about purple weed. I'm gonna get one of those purple, get some purple weed tomorrow. I'm gonna get like $50 or $100 worth. Enough to last me like 3 or 5 days. Last me 3 days if I just smoke a little bit. I mean, last me 5 days if I just smoke a little bit. Last me 3 days if I roll blunts. I'm disappointed that he never played 7, 8, or 9. Well, 'cause I'll check with you too in a few weeks. You know what I mean? I'll remind you. I won't forget. I'm a Final Fantasy fan. I created my own Final Fantasy fan club. It's just more like my PlayStation party. That's where I send my Final Fantasy stuff and hang out and do my Final Fantasy thing. I'd be over there right now in the party, but fucking Neo Jones, he don't understand that kind of shit. Hold on, what party are we even in? Oh, okay, because when I came home, I joined the Jason Shack. That's where I go if I'm just don't know what I'm gonna do. It's just a general place I be. A good place to watch scary movies. I always join the Jason Shack. I want to come up in here and watch scary movies, and everybody in the party watches the same movie, right? You know, like a horror movie scary party where we watch movies. You get what I mean? Anytime I make the suggestion, everybody just wants to play a shitty game. Like, what's his name? Sap will play Minecraft. Neo Jones will play Resident Evil 5. And I'll be like, hey guys, we're in the Jason Shack. Why don't we put on Chucky the Doll and watch it together and talk about it while we're watching it and joke around? They act like that's insane. They act like that's an insane concept. I said, bro, I ain't fucking insane. I said, you're in the Jason Shack with me, the place where we watch fucking scary movies at. What are you talking about? Like, this is loosely horror themed. Like, I'm like a Godzilla type monster. Like, this shit is loosely horror. This shit's like got a loose horror theme to it. Like a fucking fire dragon god monster fighting a dude that's just a floating torso. That's pretty fucking horrific.
Oh, fuck.
Say, oh, fuck. So now they're swearing. They finally say the F word. I don't think they did that in 15. You know, I never played 15. I'm gonna give 15 a second chance after I'm playing 16. This is gonna sound weird, probably. Have you played 15? So you're not gonna understand then. Well, I never made it past the first 10 minutes of the game because I played every single Final Fantasy since NES. So, the first 10 minutes of the game, I found myself pushing a car. We're pushing a car listening to 1950s music. Like, think of some 1950s songs. You know what I mean? Like some shit that, like, think of something that said, the Wanderers, I'm a wanderer, I roam around, 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 and around. Or it's like, bad, bad to the bone. You know what I mean? Like, we're pushing a fucking car listening to 1950s music. And you're pushing it for a while, too. After about 10 minutes, I deleted the game. I didn't know what else to do. I said, this is not... I had just came off the heels of Final Fantasy VII Remake on this cool-ass Final Fantasy high. And I said, oh shit, 15 is on Extra? I love Remake. It was the most amazing thing. Let's check out 15. And then I'm listening to 1950s music, pushing the car. for what seemed like a small eternity, I just deleted the fucking game. That's what happened. That's the truth. But after watching a few videos, there's some cool bosses. You know, there's a turtle that is as big as a mountain. Godzilla-sized turtle. Rumor has it, it takes 3 days to beat in real-world time. Imagine that. It takes 72 hours to beat the mountain-sized turtle. You go fight him a little bit, leave, go fight him a little bit, leave. You could take a month to beat him, but it takes about 72 hours. Yeah, I want to go fight that guy. I'll fight him a little bit. Fight him for like fucking every other night for like 15 minutes. So I guess so from what I've deduced, once you make it past pushing that car and listening to those horrible sounds, that horrible music, you get to like some kind of like gas station where some like really weird voiced, a really strange voiced female NPC comes out and like fixes the car for you, like a Mr. Fix-It type lady. She's a lady, but she's like Mr. Fix-It. She's got like a really like, her voice don't go with her body. Like, you ever play Devil May Cry 5? Well, there's this girl with the... Well, I played all of them. I'm disappointed at you again. I played all of them, right? The only one that's any good is 4 and 5. And the reason the game sucked, it turns out, is Dante. Who would have thought? You know what I mean? As soon as you take that gray-haired man with the red shirt out of Devil May Cry, it becomes the most amazing game. So number 5 is exceptional. No Dante. Turns out he's what fucked the game up. Now, the point I'm trying to make, in Devil May Cry 5, there's a woman with glasses. Very beautiful woman with glasses, some sexy slut. She makes all your weapons. Too bad her voice don't go with her body. Whoever did the voice acting for that slut bitch in fucking Devil May Cry 5, the one that makes all the knives and guns and shit, her voice does not go with her fucking body. Same shit happened on Final Fantasy 15 with that grease monkey girl. The Mr. Fix-It lady, her voice don't go with her body. Yeah, you'll love that. Well, I would say love. Let's say like a lot. We'll say like a lot. I think you'd like Devil May Cry 5 a lot. I think it's free with the subscription. I suggest it. I think that you'd really fucking enjoy it a lot. The graphics are amazing on the 5, especially in performance mode. You put the machine in performance mode and play the first 15 minutes of Devil May Cry 5, guaranteed you'll be hooked. I'm not quite sure. I really don't know. I played it on the 4 and the 5. So like the cutscene at the beginning of the game is like one of the most craziest cutscenes I ever seen in a game. So you got the girl whose voice don't go with her body. Forget I said anything like that. You probably won't even notice it. So you got the hot girl driving the car and the dude is hanging out the window shooting guns at a bunch of fucking monsters. Then like they hit something and the fucking car spins around. He gets thrown out the window of the fucking car. Everything goes into slow motion like the Matrix. He's spinning around in the air, fucking shooting off the gun, doing all kinds of shit. It's crazy. Fucking shit is awesome. It's like the best cutscene I ever saw. And it got a cool ass, like a really fucking awesome soundtrack, like as it's going down. Or that shit gave me chills the first time I seen it. Ain't too many video games where some shit happened where I gotta chill. The beginning of Devil May 5 gave me chills the first time I seen it on the 5 in performance mode. Even though that chick is a what out of the Devil May Cry series, 1, 2, and 3 are unplayable. So it's really only 4 and 5. So yeah, it's better than 4. But remember, 4 had Dante, the man who ruined his own game. Because Devil May Cry 1, I can't even beat the first puzzle. I can't even get out of the fucking first room on Devil May Cry 5. I mean 1. Because I got the collection. I played Devil May Cry 1, couldn't even get out of the fucking first room. So I went to Devil May Cry 2. Devil May Cry 2, I played it for like an hour. I wound up getting stuck. I said, where do I go? What do I do? What the fuck? What? And then so I put on Devil May Cry 3. Same shit happened. You play the game for 10 minutes, then you get to an area where you got to do some nutty shit to even do anything. You know what I mean? I'm like, you got to go through some stupid shit to open the door when you shouldn't have to. You know, I'm a guy with a sword who can shoot laser beams out of his fucking hand. Why do I need to do this to open a fucking door that I could kick open as a human being? Like me in real life could kick open that fucking door barefoot. Why would Dante, who could shoot laser beams and have a sword, have to go through all that just to open it? That shit don't happen on Part 5. You know what I mean? If there's a fucking door that in real life you could kick down barefooted, on Part 5 you're not going to have to do a half-hour quest to open it. So Part 4 is playable. Part 5 is one of the most amazing games that I ever played. It's better than God of War Ragnarok. God of War Ragnarok sucks. There ain't no little boy in fucking Devil May Cry 5. You know what I mean? There ain't a little boy crying and doing stupid shit in Devil May Cry 5. There's just hot girls, a lot of violence, guns. The only reason I played Ragnarok is because it came with the 5. And it looked beautiful, but it felt like a polished piece of shit because the end of the game sucked. The whole game was like satisfactory. Like I hated Atreus. Anytime they forced me to play as the kid, I was like, you know, they should have made it so player 2 plays as the kid. You know what I mean? So if your friend didn't have a game and he wanted to join you, you could give him the second controller, and his punishment for not buying the game is he could be the kid. You know what I mean? Like, it should have been 2 players. Not really. First what happened is he fell in love with a little black girl, and then she didn't want him. She didn't want to go out with him. She didn't reciprocate his love, so he beat up her mother. That's fucked up right there. But then he wanted to get a date so bad, he wanted to fuck Thor's fat daughter, whose name rhymes with turd. I thought they called her Turd. They said, this is Third, or Thrud, or Thud, or whatever. I said, what's her name, Turd? She looked like a turd. They said, the fat bitch looked like a turd. You know what I mean? So he tried to go out with Thor's daughter named Turd. You know? At the end of the game, instead of brute, like I don't know if you played all the God of Wars. All right, well let me tell you what happens. Then let me explain something. In all the God of Wars, God of War 1, God of War 2, God of War 3, God of War Ascension, God of War Ghosts of Sparta, God of War Chains of Olympus. In every one of those games, they all have one thing in common. At the end of the game, Kratos brutally and violently kills the bad guy. 1, 2, 3, Ascension, Chains of Olympus, Ghosts of Sparta. Want to know what happens on the newest one for the PS5? Right when it comes time for Kratos to kill the bad guy, the most unlikable NPC in the whole game teleports in, traps the bad guy's soul in a gem, smashes the gem on a table, and then vanishes in a puff of smoke. And it all happens in about 10 seconds. So Kratos is getting ready. Kratos is getting ready to lunge at the enemy, the bad guy you just defeated, and you're like, yes, we're finally gonna kill this guy. I remember what he did on the PS2 to Zeus. All them years ago, I remember what he did to Zeus. Yes, we're on the PS5, and it's finally gonna happen again to Odin. And he's leaping at him across the room with his knife. The little dwarf teleports in, holds up a jewel, Odin vanishes, jewel gets smashed on the table, poof, the little dwarf disappears. I was in shock, I almost shit my pants. That don't happen on Devil May Cry. Not part 5. So I'm thinking like the people that made the first 6 God of War games, the ones that were true God of Wars, they must have sold the rights to of God of War to somebody else. And they're the ones that made that. Imagine if we had a bank account with a ton of money in it and we bought the license to Kratos. And we got to use Kratos for a year for whatever we wanted. So we made a game and we called it God of War such and such. And we made him look like an old man and a weakling. The first thing that should have happened in Ragnarok is the first quest you went on. The first quest you went on in Ragnarok should have turned Kratos young again. To the Kratos we all knew and loved. Maybe he goes on a quest to get a jewel and a bolt of lightning hits him out of the sky. Maybe he falls into a pool of glowing liquid on accident. Anything. Anything. Use your fucking imagination. But we want our Kratos back. The one that we loved. Not this guy. A shadow of his former self. Who wants to see their hero broken like that? You know what I mean? I honestly don't know. He had a kid, and he wanted to make it so no bad guys hurt his kid, so he don't want to hurt the bad guys no more. It don't even make sense. So, well, he lived. I don't know the names of the different lands that the gods live in, but he lived in Zeus land, with Athena and Hades and Ares, whatever you call that, whatever that place is, that's where he lived. He killed every single god from that land and then ran because he was the only god left. He left and he popped up in Thor land, whatever the fuck they call that. You know, with Odin, Thor, Heimdall, a different pantheon. You get what I'm saying? So he went there and wanted to be peace. He said, oh, I just killed everybody in the last fucking universe I was in. They're all dead, ain't even nobody there. So I came over here and had a kid and don't want to hurt nobody. But the gods over there found out who he was. And when they found out that he killed all the gods from wherever the fuck he came from, they said, you better not try that with us. In fact, we're going to kill you and your kid right now. You get what I'm saying? Even in the fucking Ragnarok, when I think he only killed one dude, so in God of War 3, I think it was Hermes, whoever that is, some god you might know of him, Hermes. So whoever the fuck Hermes was, God of War broke his arms, broke his legs, broke his neck, ripped one of his legs off, ripped his fucking arm off, started stabbing him with his own arm, twisted his fucking head off. I'm expecting him to live, and he do that to all the gods from God of War 1. At the end of God of War 1, Ares and God of War both turn into Godzilla-sized kaijus, and God of War takes a fucking building and rams it through fucking Ares' chest. You know what I mean? But on the new one, you fight a guy for 2 seconds, then fucking a dwarf appears, traps him in a jewel, smashes it on a table, teleports away in a 2-second period. Come on. That's fucked up. Yeah, so God of War Ragnarok is fun, minus the Atreus parts. But like, if you're a chick with a dick, or like a little faggot, or like that dude sleeping sap, one of them kind of people, those Atreus parts are gonna be your favorite part. Somebody who never played God of War 1 but loves Minecraft. Somebody who never beat God of War 3 but came in first on a battle royal twice. They're gonna love them Atreus parts. That's, you know. I think fucking God of War Ragnarok was made for chicks with dicks. I met a couple on the PlayStation. I seen a T-shirt, and I'm joking now. Because if you're gay, who cares? I like you. I don't care. Talking about them. So it says, "Silly faggot, dicks are for chicks." I saw that on a T-shirt. It was in a place called Lake George, New York. It's a tourist trap. It was supposed to be like the cereal commercial. There's a cereal commercial where they say, "Silly rabbit, the tricks are for kids." It happens on a cartoon cereal commercial. But the fucking T-shirt said, "Silly faggot, dicks are for chicks." So I beat this whole monster. I beat this whole ship by like pressing square and R2 a couple times. Graphics are crazy though. It's pretty polished or whatever for a fucking turd. That's just one shiny shit. That's some. Yeah, so whatever you're doing, I didn't even do it. Oh, you don't know how to play cards then? You don't know how to play cards? I don't know. What do you mean, different version? What do you mean, different version? I don't understand. Why are you playing the cards? You trying to get a swimsuit or something? All you need is, all you need is like, oh. Here's how I got it. The easiest way to get it is to go to the people standing next to the scooters, and she'll say, "Find one scooter of each color." You just walk around the town once. It only takes one trip around the town. And you find one scooter from each color, and you just park it in the station. And she give it to you, and you get one of them or whatever.
Enjoy your nap.
I was still a little frustrated when I did it, but I had my friend with me helping me. He was like, "There's a scooter. Now you can mark the screen."
All right.
That's a new feature. I'll show it to you. I don't know if you realize this. So I can help you by being like this right here, right here. Then I can say, "I love that." Say, "Look, there's Tifa again. Hey guys, there's Tifa. Look at the robot." That's the funniest thing I said all night. That cracked me up. There's Tifa, guys. There's a robot. Anytime Tifa pop up, I do the robot. See? Okay, so at the beginning of the town by the bridge, there's like a bridge at the beginning of the town that's got a lady standing next to a scooter receptacle. Or if you just follow the road goes in a circle. That whole road goes in a big circle, so it'll eventually take you there.
Think again.
You're right next to it. There's, you don't see it by the bridge over there?
Sid.
Were you able to beat Titan and beat Phoenix?
One left. That'll do me.
Well, that's messed up. The first thing you gotta do, you're not even supposed to be at Costa del Sol unless you have Titan and Phoenix in your possession. Hold on, I can barely see because the screen is tiny. I gotta make it big. Go to Titan, go back, hit circle so I can read. So you're not gonna be able to beat him. He's invincible. It says full might. Whatever you were supposed to do was supposed to unlock those, and you never did it. Now, this is going to sound crazy, but I suggest that you get on the boat, go back to Junon, and then go back to the cave, run all the way through the cave until you get back to the first place you ever were. And you go look at the map, and you go to Divine Intel on the map, and you do the Divine Intel, and then you'll be able to beat that guy. Do the same thing with Phoenix. Here's how I learned. I had I had got to the Junon area and learned that I couldn't beat. At first, I couldn't beat Titan. I went to the Junon area, learned about Phoenix, and I figured out that if I do those things, it unlocks them. So I specifically targeted them. Like it says, Divine Intel on the map. I would just go to that, and that's how I got the Titan and the Phoenix. You might be able to beat the Phoenix. I don't recommend fighting the Titan, but you could try it. But you could still, if you could, like, cause you could go onto the boat, go back to Junon, and then click a button at Junon to teleport to the cave, and then literally run through the cave, and then that's how you get back to that. Because it's not an easy way to get back. You know what I mean? It's gonna take some time because you got to walk through that cave. But who cares though? But yeah, you should have been had Titan. I don't remember how I beat the Phoenix really, but I know it didn't involve
For so long.
it didn't involve fucking you. You only got one guy.
But then I met you.
Why do you only got one guy?
It wasn't a good death we should be fighting for, but a better life. It's all very well, man.
So you're supposed to select your 3 strongest people with all your strongest stuff.
What's the point?
So it's automatic L right now. Automatic forfeiture right here.
I made a choice.
Glad you understood. Sorry if I sound rude all the time. Yeah, there ain't no way you'll ever beat him with just Cloud. It's not meant to be fought like that. Well, you probably could. It'd be a nice challenge. Would be a challenge. I'm sure somebody beat him with just Cloud.
Crystal's blessing is a prison, Clive.
Don't let you choose nobody else?
To help it break free.
Oh, okay, so that must be... It must be because I fought him with everything unlocked.
Please.
Yeah, I don't know then.
I can think of none better than you.
I had 3 people when I fought him. Maybe it's because you only got Cloud on your team. Who's on your team right now? You only got Cloud with you? Yeah. Well, at least we figured it out. Yeah, so eventually you could use 3 people, so you'll definitely beat him. We could probably beat him with just Cloud, too. That'd be a big challenge.
In ashen grip, let ember glow, to kindle flames anew.
I don't know. There was a person standing right next to the thing with a thing above their head, wasn't it? Maybe you're not at the right part of the game. I don't know. No, I think does Cloud have a swimsuit on? You just gotta walk into a little area. There's a blue dot on the map, isn't there? You just go to that blue dot on the map. I don't understand what you mean. The other what?
I'm sorry, Clive. As I
What,
arrived
swimsuits or whatever? You must only be able to do them other mini games when you play as the girls, because next they're gonna have you doing all this shit over again with Aerith and Tifa.
That was very brave.
That's why I would have just. It don't matter what Cloud wears. You only wear it for 2 seconds while you fight a boss.
Ultima.
You completed Crisis Core, so it's just like the part on the beach of Crisis Core.
What else have you learned, Phoenix?
Now, the beach behemoth. I don't know if you fought all of the missions on Crisis Core, but the beach behemoth, where you're running around swinging a fucking umbrella dressed in your underwear, that beach behemoth is one of the hardest missions.
And I know that it is his power that you seek. But know this. If you want him, you'll have to go through me.
Very well.
Yeah, definitely. It's you'll be able to progress faster. So there's a little building with some stairs. You gotta walk down it and talk to some dude. And then it instantly switches over to the girls, and they gotta go through the same dilemma.
Disturbance.
We'll leave. My brother. Alone. This is getting us nowhere.
We agree. No more games, Phoenix.
This part of the game was pretty cool, though. This is probably the best part of the game so far.
And claim our vessel.
And I said no.
These flames are not
Like this is a likable cutscene, like the one I'm watching here. Like in my game, like a lot of the other cutscenes, like when I'm in the village, when I'm in the villages, and I'm interacting with like the NPCs, I call them. This cutscene is actually decent. I don't mind this one. That's the main character's brother, who they thought was dead. So I was watching somebody play Rebirth, right? And you know the voice for the dog. You know the dog's voice, how it sounds, right? Oh shit, that's what it is?
These are not flames of destruction.
Oh shit, I didn't understand any of that yet. I skipped all this. Because when you get to Cosmo Canyon, he talks in a different voice. I didn't understand what was going on. I said, yo, why did you change the voices? I said, you went to the settings and... Interesting. So it's like, I thought my friend messed with the settings or something. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I don't know. I'm at Costa del Sol and the dog don't sound like that. Like, what? It was like, I was like oddly confused. Now it's cool. I'm cool with it now. What is he, young or something? He looks old. Oh, I remember that now, because when you beat Final Fantasy VII for the PS1, it flashed forwards to like 1,000 years in the future. And it shows the dog all old with gray hair. He got a bunch of puppies with him, and they're up on a hill. He's telling them a story about Midgar. And it shows Midgar down there. I forgot about that. So he's still alive like 1,000 years from now. 100 maybe, I don't know. It looked like fucking Midgar looked like a jungle. You know what I mean? They're up on a cliff and they look at Midgar and it's all rotted away with a jungle coming out of it. And he got a bunch of puppies with him up on a cliff. Like he must be like the leader of the dogs, you know, that must be the play, because they ain't his puppies, I don't think. You know what I mean? I think that he brings the puppies up there and tells them the story as like a rite of passage or something. The whole game might just be a fucking story being told by Red to the puppies. Game of Thrones. This shit is like Game of Thrones. Alright, so now you can do the motor scooter thing if you wanted to. There should be a new person standing by. Remember where there was nobody? There's gonna be a... Yeah, it'll be there now.
That won't be necessary.
Holy shit, what the fuck is that? I don't know if you can still see my screen, but look what's going on. Look at that fucking thing. That must be Titan. That's the third or fourth time they said the F word. It's starting to get cool. Now this game must take... Oh. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Remember, like, even despite how I sound, it's late at night for me. I'm very exhausted and intoxicated. Excuse me.
The finest silks from the master weavers of Randallar. Come.
You ever played number 12?
Make a nice gift for your wife.
Sausage, all from greens-fed farm birds. None of the old courses you'll find.
Well, that one's extremely difficult. I don't even recommend number 12 unless, like, you played all the other Final Fantasies, kinda, and, you know, if you want a difficult... I'll be rooting for you the whole time. I even give you a few tips. But, like, 12 is extremely long and extremely difficult. And there's lots and lots of optional stuff, too. There's something called the Hellworm. And his life is like 100 million or something. It's like you could fight him and then leave the room and then come back and fight him again, you know, and just keep chipping away at him. But the reason I bring it up, though, is this world from 16, like the actual setting, the world and the name of the cities and shit, reminds me of part 12. Like, there's a Rosaria in fucking 16. A city of Rosaria, a continent or something. I remember the evil continent from 16, where the bad guys were from, was called Rosaria. And I feel like fucking the worlds are intertwined somehow a little bit.
It's good to see you.
It's giving off a Final Fantasy 12 world vibe.
What have we learned?
Or that chick right there with the collar around her neck, she loves that dude from the inn, Johnny or whatever his name is. But she thinks that Johnny and Tifa are going out or something. So it's like we gotta hook her up with Johnny so he'll leave Tifa alone.
And not a very good one at that.
Every time Sephiroth popped out, he's talking shit about Tifa. He said, watch out for her.
The captives free before
Oh, she ain't who you think.
do nothing of the sort.
Do you really know her? Who is she? You know what I mean? So I'm thinking that she's a clone or something. She died during the incident at the beginning of the game where the fire was everywhere. And she's a clone or something. I don't know what she is. So she's from a different timeline. She's from the original game or something.
Damn it all. You're as stubborn as the old Sid was.
I'm joking a little bit, right? But when did Sephiroth, has he ever been known to lie? I don't think Sephiroth ever told a lie his whole life, even in the first game. I don't think Sephiroth's capable of telling a lie.
You're Sid now, and if anything happens to him, we're finished.
He loves telling the truth. For all we know, I don't know. I always trusted him, even though I killed him. I'd play a whole game as Sephiroth, you know, like, he ain't go crazy till later on in his life. He had his whole life, you know what I mean? I'd play a whole... Yeah, I'd play a whole game with Sephiroth. Yeah, we just go on army missions and fight monsters and fucking drive a truck around, and it'd be cool as hell. Fun, it'd be real fun. Team up with Zack. I'd love to play that.
Forgive him, my lord. He did not mean to offend. Quiet, you! No sign of Hugo.
So I think there's one for each
I'll
color,
wager he thinks as high
and they're like really easy to find. Like that's one, so you just bring that to the red area.
Quiet means quiet, branded scum.
You gotta find a loose one. You just walk and you'll stumble right across it.
It's going to be all right. I'm here to even the odds. Any objections? It's him, the outlaw. Sid's here. Come on. Summon the others.
If it was real life and the dude came at me like that, I probably would have put my finger in his chest. Try to provoke him somehow. That way I'd be able to throw a punch at him. Because if you really want to punch a person, if you put your finger in a person's chest, touch your... No. It'll make them throw a punch at you, so your hit was justified. All you gotta do is put your finger in a person's chest and angrily yell at them for a bit. 90% of the time, they try to throw a punch at you after that. Especially if it's a stranger. And then you could say, oh, well, some guy tried to beat me up, so I fought back. You didn't do nothing but touch his chest one time with your finger and say something mean to him. He still tried to hurt you. You didn't try to hurt him. You poked him one time and swore at him. Nobody didn't try to hurt him at all. But yet he tried to hurt you after that, which makes... And you could do anything you want to him after that, as long as he lives. You don't want to break his skull, though. Don't break his skull. So Jesus Christ, Archon, let him live. Let him live, Archon, please. You got it. You found it. The receptacle. There's a receptacle by the Hula Girls. Remember them Hula Girls? There's one receptacle by the Hula Girls. One by where you started at. You know, by the stairs. I don't remember. So it might be by the Hula Girls. It's by, you know, by where you started, by where the mission began at, up by where the hula dancers are. About 50 hula dancers dancing in a line or whatever. You gotta go straight and turn a bend. I think you took the wrong bend. Go up that hill. There's a bunch of hula dancers on top of that wall. They're all dancing next to a blue square. See them all? They're all dancing right there. There should be a blue thing right over there. I think you went past it. By the hula dancers. Okay, well now we got the yellow memorized. I knew that one of them was up here. I had hoped it was the blue. So shit gotta be close by. Yeah, shit gotta be close by. They're like really easy to find. The receptacles. Must be down the road a little further, not that way. The other way. We gotta go back up, yeah. Let's continue down the road. It's gotta be down this road somewhere. It's just one road in this city, this one loop. It's like once, you get what I mean? A loop. You already got a yellow though, so it don't matter. Oh, said what? 2 of each one? What did you win? I think it's just 1 of each color. Are you sure? I thought it was just 1 of each color. Once you return the blue, you're good. Remember to spin the camera. What's on the left? Yeah, in there somewhere. So we can fully eliminate that section. Why are you returning every one? Is that for like a different quest or something? Well, that's all you have to do. Because then you're still going to have to go through the same... We're going to have to go through the same bullshit with Tifa. You're doing that with Aerith right now. So I would just hop on the blue thing and look for the blue square. There's got to be a blue square somewhere with cars on it. how we could miss it. How is this shit hidden so well? How could you hide some shit like that? Why can't I remember I had trouble finding one of them too. Maybe it's you know where the red carts are? Maybe it's up the hill by the red carts. There's like a little hill next to those red carts. Maybe it's up there, if they even let you go up there. Maybe they tried to hide it from us up here. It's a nice thought. Well, to rule this area out. Worth a shot checking, you know. I was hoping it was up there. What about there's like a dock. So like when you go forward, just drive and there's like a little dock made out of wood and you could drive across it. Wonder if it's down here hiding somewhere. So now we know not to go down here then. What about in front of this building? Go straight and then take a left. All right, now go up in front of this building. There's not anything up in there? Anything suspicious in there? So maybe they put the receptacle inside the building? Nope. Yeah, I knew it had to be close. Like, because when I found it, yeah, me too. That's how I felt. Like, I'm like, what the hell? I don't even think it was there a minute ago. Like, this shit popped up after we went to the dock. Wouldn't that be messed up? I felt like that shit wasn't even there last time. Yeah, I think you got it now. I could be wrong, but I think you got what you needed or whatever. So now you walk up to that booth and they'll give you the clothes. But I think they'll only give you the clothes for one of them. Then you got to do something else, one more thing. I think that's when I'm not sure. I don't think you even have to deal with her. Didn't you get the card already? Well, that's him right there. You talk to that man, the guy right there. There's a guy, triangle. What's he say? Oh, I'm not sure then. I think you must have had the card already. You just go change your clothes. There's the booth right there. I think you just talk. Is there a person to talk to in front of it? Oh, you got to trade the outfit. Trade the thing for the outfit, right? I guess. Holy shit! Well, I don't know what to do then. Is there like I can't? Cause remember, I got the screen small. There must be a marker or indicator or something on the screen. I don't know. Oh, I remember what it was. The soccer game. That's how I got the other one. See that soccer field? That's easy too. Have you played that? I didn't want to play it. I didn't want to play it Cause like I'm trying to like fucking get on a boat, or I'm trying to do whatever I do to progress the game, right? I'm not trying to fuck around with swimsuits and shit. But that was easy though. And you get to play as a dog and kick a ball around a little bit. No, just kick the ball in the hole. Try not to let them even touch the ball. And the chocobo, he don't like the chocobo. He'll come out and do some shit, right? But the chocobo, he's like a goalie. He'll stay in front of his own shit. Like the chocobo, you guys are fighting for the ball. He don't give a fuck. He's over there guarding his own shit. But I did see him come out and try to do something a couple times, try to be slick. See how there ain't no chocobo with you guys? You tempt him because he'll come out and do some shit. You know what I mean? Watch it, you know? You get what I'm saying. He do come out and put in work too. That chocobo. I like that chocobo. I guess you just knock the ball in the hole as many times as possible. Oh shit, he felt comfortable enough to do something. That's probably because you think, you know, I never seen that happen. You got to get the angle right. Well, I managed to win this one real fast. I had everybody lose. They didn't get no points, and none of them ever even really touched the ball. And until the chocobo came out and did something, because I never suspected he would even leave his post. All right. All right, two time. I hope that wasn't your own goal. Remember, you want to hit it in their goals. Oh, shit, look at the chocobo. And you got the little dog. That looks like the dog from part 8. Remember, you never played part 8. They got a dog named Angelo. But he can only be used during the limit break. So that looks like Angelo from part 8.
Balls in here! Bring me his head! How many are there? Titan sends his regards. Enough of this! Let him play with the kitten! They brought a pet. You'll pay for what you've done, Sid.
Those things are fast.
We'll have to be faster.
How do you not have any cards yet? You already played like 3 or 4 mini games. I'm not sure. All I did was drive the cart around and play the soccer game. And I only had to do each one time. No way, I stayed away from that. I understand how it works, but it seems like that's the hardest one. It's like running around the whole town playing hide and seek. So don't you already have one card? So all you got to do is find that girl from when you return the scooters. Find Scooter Girl. She's in love with Johnny. Go find that Johnny guy. Smoking some of my weed. Mary Jane Watson. Did you play the first remake? That's the lady from the you know what or whatever. The whorehouse. I was just watching it earlier tonight. It's the Honeybee Inn. Fucking Neo Jones, my buddy here. The Hell House beat his ass so bad, he said, I'm going to bed. And I was like, damn, all you had to do was poison him and then heal yourself a couple times, maybe. I'd never even seen this part. I skipped that whole shit. What is this? I didn't even know that this existed. Are you going to play Dr. Dre on the piano? Still DRE? I seen some guy on YouTube, he's playing Dr. Dre on the piano. What, the piano? I don't quite understand, but okay. I never got to play the piano yet, because I never went into her house or touched the fucking thing when I was in there. Well, if you know how to do it, then maybe this will be the easy way to get it for you. The card. Maybe I should have went this route. Play the ragtime blues. Okay, I think I see what you mean. Didn't Norma say something like she was like? Didn't she ask you if you? I think you got to choose yes. She don't. She says, "Did you play my piano?" And if you say yes, they let you play it, or something like that. Maybe. Oh, okay. Because I'm gonna play the game twice. Like all the little things that I cried about, like during the first playthrough, like the little mini games and shit. That's the stuff I wanted to do on my second playthrough. Hang out and play all the mini games and test each one and then rate them all and count how many there are and all that kind of shit. That's what I wanted to do on New Game Plus. Like if I like one of the mini games a lot, when I try them, I might fucking just do a live stream where I don't do shit but play the mini game for a half hour. Just record each mini game. That's. I'm not really seriously live streaming like I used to. Like I'm making thumbnails and playing certain games. I just play whatever I want and just record the footage and have fun with it. Because back when I had like where I live right now, I can't even live stream from the 4. It barely works. For some reason, the 5 has a tiny little bit stronger oomph. It has that little bit of oomph that actually lets me live stream with the bad internet. That fucking boss was easy as hell. Like there was only 2 settings. I would love to put this shit on hard.
To hell with this.
He's probably living in that shack that he tries to make people pay to stay at.
They'll tell Hugo.
Let them. There's been more than enough bloodshed for one day.
Oh wait, he called it the inn or whatever. I mean, his inn. I would have been like, Johnny, man, you're making people pay to stay in a fucking shack. We'd have been better off just putting a blanket on the fucking beach and just sleeping in the shade.
Murderer. All of our friends are dead because of
This
you.
guy from Final Fantasy 16, though,
Used us as bait.
I won't let you go back in there.
You out of your stinking hole. All because
Can't you
couldn't
teleport?
just let things be.
What are you even doing here? We never asked to be saved. Did you think we'd thank
Don't you gotta change your clothes and go to the beach?
We're all marked now.
Well, you must have did so terrible at the mini games you never even got rewarded a card.
To see that we are treated as equals. Do you not want that?
What'd you do? I can barely see. What'd you do? Lose each one?
It is we who suffer. It's all right. I'm sorry.
Are you sure you don't have 2 cards and don't know it?
Just leave us be. This is our home, and this is where we'll stay. Sid told
Alright,
us
click
this wouldn't be
X.
easy.
Just keep clicking X on it. Nothing happens.
If you say
Just keep tapping on it as many times as possible just to get it to work, and just hope and pray that you could get this part over with. Alright, so what, the kickball or whatever it was, kickball? For some reason I like, so if I had to pick, right, what was it? There was cards, drive the scooter, play the piano, shoot the gun. What else? I don't remember. I like kick the ball the best because that chocobo made me laugh or whatever. Because I noticed that he was a goalie, right? I'm like, yo, where? So I thought there was four of us. I'm like, oh wait, he don't want to leave his spot. I said he's safe. I said he don't want no smoke or whatever. He ain't even coming away from his goal. Next thing you know, he went in for the. When that chocobo went in to try to score a point, I was like, oh shit. You got to play one of the mini games.
5 years ago.
Anything. Oh, the
Most
scooter
people
mission.
thought it was a
Maybe you
safe
didn't return a scooter right.
reason they'll never know.
Maybe you got to return multiple of them.
Thinking us the cause of their misery.
What's it say on the top of the screen up
To give
there?
them a better tomorrow. They see only that we've made their lives harder today. Yet the boil must be lanced if it is to heal.
There's
can't help but wonder if we've made the right choice.
there's little words at the top of the screen. And when you hopped on the scooter, tiny little words appeared I couldn't read.
Free
Do you know what it said? Because I would love to know. That must mean something important then.
Choice was right or wrong.
That must be a clue to the answer.
I miss him.
Can't wait till you find one to hop on it again so we can figure out what it said.
World where we can live and die.
Let's hop on anything.
That's what he wanted. What we want. And that's why I bear his name. It's why we've all chosen to bear his legacy.
Don't even hop on a stray. Hop on one of those just so we can read what it says.
And I'm not going to let anything stand in our way.
Ride's over, lovebirds.
No,
Home,
we can do them.
sweet home.
Wait, behind you, is that a scooter or a person? Oh. Must have returned to me. Alright, now look at the top left of the screen. What does that say?
Never a dull moment.
Can you read it? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. So you know that you can move it. If you put it in the, okay, well, if you put it in the center of the left-hand side, it will affect less, maybe. Because I can move the little square thing. So you must have it on the top, I think. Well, thank you for keeping it there. I forgot you were looking at it. I'm AFK. I'm watching you. You know what I mean?
As always. Last I saw, he was in the mess. As
Welcome back, Sid. Finish with that log, so
I don't know. Perhaps I should just have Blackthorn.
And what can I do for you? Coin purse weighing you down? You're rubbing me blind, you know. You'll not find a better price than that. It'd better all be here. You're rubbing me blind, you know. Come again. Or don't. I'm not much bothered either way.
What do you need? Not saying fortune, do you? Don't waste my time. You ain't got the stuff. Not bad, if I do say so myself. Should last you a good while. Not bad, if I do say so myself. That it? Fine.
Have you been to the toll? I hear you should.
Have we any more
Does that one have... blood on it?
Still didn't find it yet? You can still go play the same game over and over again. You could just go shoot the gun, I think. Damn. So that cactuar is probably impossible. That'd take 2-3 hours to do some shit like that.
Have you finished sorting those reports?
Ah, there you are, Clive. Word of your adventures arrived this morning. Victor sends his thanks.
I doubt Kupka will miss the force he sent to catch me. Not a single one of the bearers we saved showed any interest in coming with us. No one seems keen to join hands with an outlaw. Any news while we were away?
None worth mentioning. Gav's still off keeping an eye on the Republican army. Should be back any day now.
Understood.
It'd probably be faster to go back to the save point and then get the scooters again and then play with the dog again. And then boom, you get two cards.
Can't work that one out.
You're supposed to just play a mini game once, get a card. Play a mini game once, get a card. I don't know how you played every mini game and then all the mini games disappeared and you only got one card.
Has her reasons.
Like, did it give you the option to tell her no?
Back from your mission? I'm beginning to...
One might say the same of you, Vivian Ninetails.
I'll have you know that only 4 attempts. So, to what do I owe? Could it be that you've come for one of my lessons?
Is that so hard to believe?
Very well then. Shall we start with the state of the realm? To absolutely no one's surprise, she finds herself at the mercy of armies and outlaws. Well, mostly armies. Though that's not for want of trying, is it, Clive? But
hopefully they're not different for every player.
How did we get here? Long though Sambrek's dominion over northeastern Storm has endured, recent days have seen the Blight wrest ever more land from her grasp. For which reason she has continued to wage war on her rival across the strait, hoping to claim less blackened pastures. But Odin would sooner pawn his sword than Waloed relinquish Ash. And the Empire pays dearly for every blade of grass bent beneath Sambrequois boots. Little wonder then that Sylvester set his sights on the crystalline Dominion, an altogether easier target, possessed of no less ether. It was 5 years ago, while you were busying yourself with the destruction of Drake's head, that the Empire made its move, subjugating its theretofore neutral neighbor. A nation which could legitimately claim to be the center of the world. Certainly, there is no better place to stage an army. From there, the Holy Empire's reach spans the Twins. The non-aggression treaty was the only thing keeping them in check. But if they truly broke the pact without provocation, it is only a matter of time before others reply in kind. The Holy Empire, the Dhalmekian Republic, the Kingdom of Waloed, and of course, our friends in Yaran. Who will be left standing, I wonder, when the last drop of blood is spilled?
You were born in Twinside. Do you not fear for your home?
Oh, dark clouds are wont to gather over the Dominion. Yet in spite of it all...
I suppose it wouldn't hurt to visit our resident historian. Lawsman Harpocrates.
Ready? Our resident scholar devours books faster than young Tet does lemon tarts.
Gav will be back soon. I should get some rest while I can.
Not back a blink and you're already off solving everyone's problems. It looks good, Clive. Goes well with the scowl.
I'd had that brand for so long. I'd forgotten what life was like without it. What it was like to be myself. And it's all thanks to you, Talia.
The scalpel did most of the work. Ah, before I forget, a rider was here with a letter from Gav. Otto left it on your desk.
Not a Stolas. All right, I'll have a look.
And then you get some rest.
What could Gav have thought worthy of a letter?
So I thought it was a little more difficult. I thought like actual cactars were hiding around and you had to like... Because once you beat all this part, there is cactars. You get to some desert and there's some building. It looks like a cactus, and when you go in there, you got to play some mini game or whatever to get to whatever that is. I backed right out of that. I'm only here to play through the story or whatever and fight monsters.
Otto was here earlier with a letter from Gav. He left it on your desk.
You wind up going into this is an optional thing. You find yourself in some basement of some cactar-shaped building, cactus building, and a talking goblin comes out. makes you fight cactars to earn points or something. I didn't really want to, you know what I mean? I didn't fucking. That's just a thing that you could do to get one of those yellow dots, like one of those side quests or whatever.
What does Gav have to say?
The Republican army is on the march, leaving Randalar in Hugo Kuka's charge. With him and his men occupied with the defense of the capital, they're less likely to trouble us.
Good news, then.
It's more than that. This is our chance. The one we've been waiting for.
But look how far we've come. All that we have here, our friends, the hideaway, are they not cause for joy?
5 years. 5 long years. If I could only command this power I've been granted, we might have achieved so much more. But each time I reach for it, it's like something is holding me back.
Summoning an iconic...
And so the North is lost.
I knew that the Blight spread ever more swiftly, Your Grace. But this... this is far, far worse than any could have imagined.
It is only a matter of time before the twins are no more. The world marches ever closer to its end, and here we chase shadows. Tell me, brother, are our efforts in vain?
Master Clive, a moment, if you... my apologies, I didn't mean to... intrude.
Not at all. We were just discussing strategy.
Speak freely, Otto.
It's Martha, from the inn. She's gone missing. Anyway, I'll be in the mess when you've finished.
Very well.
How many is there? Didn't you find like 20 of them?
What would make Martha leave the rest?
I ran through that whole city for 2 hours. I never seen one fire hydrant. So this one's gonna be hard.
What do we know, Otto?
Some lads from the Imperial garrison in Rosaria started a fight over at Martha's Rest. Blood was spilled, bones were broken. The usual. But somewhere in the middle of it all, Martha vanished without a word to anyone. And that ain't like her, Clive. Something's not right.
You think this was planned?
Course it bloody was. Ever since Eastpool, the Empire's been tightening its grip around the Duchy's balls. They've strung up everyone who's ever set eyes on a runaway, claiming they're...
If you need volunteers, just say the word. And that band when it comes to the old fisticuffs.
Welcome back, Sid.
Damn blighted bilge.
Is everything all right? Of course, Obolus. Your skiff is our only means of reaching the mainland. Without...
Well, I'm glad someone round here sees it that way. To make pitch, you need pitch trees. But in case you haven't noticed, live trees are one of the 1,000 things sorely lacking in the Deadlands. Now, I'm not so unkind as to ask you to fell a faraway forest and lug the logs back here to the mere. Which is why we'll be needing a suitable alternative. And it just so happens I once heard the thorny pitchers of Curltail Falls cover themselves in a sticky wax to trap birds and beetles and whatnot. Might be enough to tide me over.
Sounds easier than felling a faraway forest. That's for certain.
what happened is you okay, because you can move that little box and you can put it anywhere. I mean, I just took it down or whatever, but you could move that. So you just click a button and you can move it whenever you need to put it. Then there's the other way to do it. So you might be a bigger fan of doing it the other way. Have you ever seen it the other way? I'll show you what I mean. So you know how there was two options? Like when I started the share play up and it said two things. And you went to the picture in picture. Just go to the other one. Instead of clicking picture on picture, click the other thing. Whatever it said. Pin to side. Yeah. Were you able to find it? Pin to side? So if you open up the web browser and you pin the web browser to the side, you could put your own live stream on the side and read the comments on the bottom of the screen or whatever. Like I pinned my own live stream to the side before. Like because I had to go to the web browser to do it.
Trees don't have teeth.
To me, boy. All yours, Torgal. Get him. This one. Over here.
I can't imagine Obelisk needing any more than this. Time to head home.
What happened here?
Come on. We need to find the others.
Best off staying where we are for now, I reckon. The boys from the garrison.
Let's get you to a physical.
Sid? What said you'd be coming? I trust you don't mind. Also thought you might need some help. And it appears he was right.
You, could say that, yes. The same.